Yeah. So they're upset at Pornhub.
Let me see if I can find it here. Can't find that info for it. That's pretty much it. Right there.
But anyway,
That's the Infotac. Can you see it? They're only heating these up just to show how
Go
it
to
works.
the next one and then come back. There.
Oh, that's cumbersome.
Well, it's not really. Not when you look at the Acros. That's how big they are, and they're just a sight.
Either way, we have not kicked this off yet.
No, not good. Liberty and Lead. Keep it local, keep it cash. Tell the feds kiss your ass. I'm Ty.
I'm Moo.
I'm Trigger.
Back at it. Trigger's back.
Back
Back on a Saturday because Moody had to work really late last night, and that's okay.
I got home at about 7:30.
Yeah, fuck that. Again, we're going to work on some stuff for kind of might be a lame night tonight. Who knows? But when we get a couple weeks, SHOT Shows will be over with because it starts Tuesday. SHOT Show starts Tuesday.
As you say,
3 or 4 days.
I thought it was actually tomorrow it
And all
started,
the-
but okay.
All the hot stuff is going to be out there and all the new hotness. I want to talk about it quite a bit, and I think Professor's going to be poised to run wild with it. He loves that shit too. He's been to SHOT Show, so it'd be cool.
Saw a small percentage of it, I'm sure.
Yes. I want to, yeah, so I've got, in my notes, like I said, I've just got some things that I want to, would be interested in, some things I wouldn't, like the lever action rifles, the new, like, tactical. I have no fucking use for those. I do not care about those. But for some reason, their popularity is through the roof right now, and I don't know why. Maybe if they have a whole subset of competition just for lever action
Because it
rifles,
looks real
maybe.
cool when you
And they do
flip
have competition for lever action rifles, but it's the Western
That's a niche
competitions, the
thing.
Western shoots.
That's
yeah,
not-
but it looks real cool when you flip it around, chamber in another round.
I think I speak for us when I say the Liberty and Lead boys. Lever action.
I actually
no
have
bueno.
a lever.
I was gonna say I have a lever action also. Love it.
Really?
I
It's
don't
a
take-
blast
I
to
would.
shoot.
Okay, so I'll bring one out and I'll shoot it and I'll see what I think.
Mine's a blast to shoot.
Okay.
Not very
Mine's expensive.
well. So's mine.
Well, an hour. I really want to shoot both of them.
And, well, mine was my dad's.
Yeah.
A Henry, covered in fucking brass. Polished brass. There's a lot of upkeep if you take it out. But also, it's like, I think, 45 long Colt. Something like that.
Mine
Not
was
a cheap round.
Mine was left to me by my cousin when he passed away. It's a Savage Model 99E. Right now, they're a fairly sought-after rifle.
How much are they? Just out of blue.
Going for
Yep.
12 to 2200.
Damn, that's a lot.
For an old school style rifle.
I
A
don't
friend
see the
of
draw
ours
on
has
it.
3 of
Maybe
them.
because I've never actually shot one. I think I have years ago when I was a kid, but not.
They say your dad has a model, or your Henry,
Yeah, he's got a couple. He's
a
got a couple
Golden Boy,
levers.
whatever, 22, I think his is.
He's got that 45,
See, my
but that one will never be shot.
Model 99 is a 308.
Buzzy's got that one that's made out of real gold.
And then a friend of ours, been on here, he has 3, all the same as mine, but he has a 308 and 2 300 Winchester Magnums.
Right on.
So,
Same Model 99s.
Henry's go for about $1,100.
Popularity is, again, all of a sudden super hip. Hip to be cool, hip to be square, I guess.
Have to be lever.
Yeah. Whatever,
And you know,
man.
What originally ever got me onto a lever action gun, and only time I ever seen it, I've never seen one in person. I've only seen it in a movie. But Terminator 2, lever action shotgun.
He whipped it around.
And I'm like, that is badass.
Yeah. I know what you're talking.
I
So-
just saw While we're talking about guns for a little bit. So on the Chinese version of TikTok, which is actually CCP.
What is okay? So there's a
Okay, we're gonna get into the
Singaporean is
TikTok is Singaporean.
but you're telling me there is a Chinese version of it.
There's a legit Chinese one. It's called Red Note. And there's another version like TikTok, owned by the same company as TikTok, called Lemon 8.
Where do they pull these names out of?
I'm not a fucking clue. It's Asian.
It's like the freaking.
But Red Note is, I was on there earlier, looking around, looking at Asian chicks, let's be honest. And there's a video where someone makes a mount for the underside of a shotgun or rifle.
I wouldn't want that fucking asshole on my TV.
To mount a pistol. So you can have your sidearm mounted to the bottom as your forward grip.
See, I've seen, what are they, the 30 millimeter grenade launchers mounted to the bottoms of the AR.
Oh, yeah. This is a pistol mounted. And, like, they did one where it's mounted to the foregrip of a shotgun. So to rack it, you're just pulling your pistol back and shoving it forward.
Okay.
But apparently it was decently accurate the way they had it set up. Like the pistol was able to
tied up there with binder twine.
No, these are American videos on it. Stuff that would not fly on, what used to be TikTok. Now that the ban, I guess, is going to go through. But, so the TikTok ban, you guys probably didn't keep track of it. Even though,
Nope.
Trigger, you do use TikTok a little bit.
I was going to say once in a while.
Once in a while. When you have absolutely nothing else to do. And I'll tell you, going on there, you hear a lot of current events that the legacy media won't talk about because people can get online and share their story from around the world. And I've seen some fucked up videos. Actually, just this week, a coworker sent me a video of a Ukrainian drone with shotguns attached shooting down Russian bomb drones. And then, because he had shells left over, the drone operator had the drone chase that Russian soldier down and take pot shots at him, flying around. So, I got to see drone-borne video. Actually, I have it on my phone. We'll watch that later. Of a Russian soldier getting hunted down by a drone.
Okay, I think I've seen that one.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yes, that was badass.
But they're shooting drones down with shotguns on drones.
Don't get any ideas with your DJI.
Since you brought it up,
It's a lot of weight.
the government has always been up. DJI is the number one brand of drone, pretty much in the industry. I have one. Well, three of us have them. You have a Phantom or whatever.
Phantom 2.
Yeah, you have a Mini. I have the Mini 2. Hendrix wanted one. I don't know if he's... But anyway, the professor's got a really nice one. New news today. So the government's always been up DJI's proverbial Kulu for laws and rules and now all that New Jersey stuff. Well, if you and I or any of us were to try to fly over by the Gerald R. Ford Airport, you would have to go through a bunch of hoops on your phone or on your screen. Yes, do all these questions, and it's going to ask you for permissions to do this and take off in this area. It was all DJI doing that, protecting. Like if you go downtown, you can't fly downtown without hitting the okay. I want to fly and do all these.
I get warnings at my house because of my proximity to the Ionia airport.
Yes. Well, the government, they finally had enough. DJI says, we've been doing this out of basically the goodness of our heart, making people sign up for it and hit the okay and accept this and accept that. DJI says, we don't have to do that shit anymore, so we're not gonna. You guys want to go fly over the airport? Have at it. That's the government's problem now. They've been up our ass so much. Fuck them. Which I'm, hey, okay, fine. I'm not going to do that. No, but I don't think you'd be pretty fucking stupid to.
Well, out in California, they're bitching about people flying drones looking at the wildfires because it's getting in the way of planes that are trying to come in and dump water or fire retardant. So the drones are causing a hazard there for the firefighting efforts. So they're pissed off about that. But you can't just, well, I mean, I guess the government, if they wanted to, could just shut down the drones. But it's getting fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd hate to suck one of them through a freaking
Oh, that's a lot
air
of
or a
damage.
water bomber.
Anything.
Well, especially the way some of these planes are when they're skimming the treetops,
Oh yeah, there was the
threading through
one.
the branches.
There was the one the other day that was the one out of Idaho, Oregon, something like that. They figured from the size of the plane and the shadow on the ground, he was 47 feet off the freaking ground.
And you see those guys, they're drifting a plane through the sky to get everything in the right position to dump water.
Here's the headline. DJI will no longer stop you from flying your drone over airports or the White House. Because it was, like I said, it was done through DJI, but the government have had them in court so much. They're like, all right, fine. We didn't have to do this. We've been doing it, but we don't have to.
Yeah, now it's a big fuck you. You guys sit there and freaking bust our balls. Fuck you. We're not going to do anything to help you guys anymore. You're on your own now.
While we're talking about drones, here's that video.
So this is a Ukrainian shotgun-wielding drone dropping Russian UAVs over the battlefield. Finally, it's here, and it's terrifying. There's one down. Wait till you see what happens when they shoot down all the drones and still have ammo remaining. In for a surprise. So this is actually really challenging to pull off. Not just the actual shot here. You see how hard it is for the drone operator to line it up and actually shoot down the drone. But the mechanics of getting a shotgun attached, or any weapon system attached to a drone to where it can fire mid-air and not spiral out of control. Both Russia, Ukraine, and the United States, for what it's worth, have been tinkering around with this for quite a while, but it's not something you can just easily strap on to the drone. It does require a pretty experienced pilot to not just operate the drone, but effectively shoot down drones and keep it afloat. There we go. All the drones are down. That's a Russian soldier. And he thinks, who knows, maybe this is an FPV-style drone, or nope, it's slinging buckshot. Imagine that. That's what we have now in modern war, and that is absolutely terrifying. So now, rather than just explosive drones raining down out of the sky left and right, you have ones with shotguns effectively hunting you all across the battlefield. So welcome to 2025.
Or the ones that will explode, but they'll fly right to you and get to this distance and then explode.
Sorry. What?
They'll have them where they'll come up within a couple feet and then completely explode. They're full of C4 or whatever they got.
So the early versions, they used like a drone that carried a grenade that they could remotely release. So the drone could just fly over a target and drop a grenade. But then they realized, if we stop reusing the drone, we can put more explosive on it because we don't need to release it at that point. So then they started making bomb-carrying drones that would suicide attack a target and destroy it that way.
Kamikaze.
With a bigger explosive. So to combat that, then they came out with shotgun drones. What a world we live in, where the modern warfare warscape just sounds like the scream of drones.
Well,
And
we
perhaps
think
that'll
all
be-
these freaking kids and 20-year-olds living in their grandma's basement on freaking computers. They're the soldiers of the future.
Perhaps the SHOT Show stuff that we find in the next week or two, perhaps there'll be some drone stuff in there.
War drones.
Obviously, it's not something we'll ever be able to afford, but
Hey, well,
We'll never be allowed to play with.
Right.
If we find a drone that has capabilities of mounting
farming
a gun,
capabilities.
yeah, maybe Tommy T can get closer to the tannerite to hit it.
He'd blow our drone to smithereens. Moving on. Feds probing GM engine failures in nearly 900,000 vehicles, including its best-selling model, which is the Silverado GMC truck, Sierras.
900,000 LS
So the feds-
junk piece of shits.
Well, the new ones are.
No,
I think they all are.
the
but
new ones are LTs.
Um,
Yeah, the LTs are junk.
well, the L is for loser.
Shit.
LS is loser shit.
That's why everybody, even Mustang guys, swap them in. Yeah. It must be why.
Not everybody.
Shit.
This Mustang guy doesn't.
The ones that want power.
You got to admit, there's a shit ton of them out there.
Oh,
Hey,
there is.
you weren't there for this, but last weekend, Trigger and I did some work on a side-by-side. Mm-hmm. And I realized while we were standing there that because there is no replacement for displacement, my truck is better than his.
7360.
No replacement for displacement.
Mine's 365 cubic inches. His is 444 cubic inches.
Yours was 363.
No. It's a VT365 is what International labels them as.
I don't remember.
But yeah, 7.3 is better than a 6.0.
Well, yeah.
Again, let's look at it. Power, mine will stomp the shit out of that 7.3.
No
No replacement for displacement.
My 302 stomps the shit out of his 305.
3 more cubes.
And it still stomps the shit out of that 305.
Well, what's the difference between the 6.0 and the 7.3 plus the extra 3? I mean, what's the that's the new, that should be the new saying. How many cubes do you have on you? Boy. Well,
You got 79 cubes more than me.
Yeah.
And I got 79 horsepower more than you without a freaking doubt in the world.
It's all about displacement, though.
Yep.
I see your Orbit bid flyer.
So Ed
Motorcycles?
Ed Richter?
Not a chance.
Look at how many there are. Ed Richter, the guy that owned Lakeside Motorsports and ended up buying Nelson's, got in trouble. We talked about it numerous times on here.
Yeah, they sold all of his car collection.
They sold his car collection, and now they're going to sell his private toy collection. That's not even all of it. There's boat motors, antique boat motors.
Damn.
That is a small piece
200 plus.
There's boat motors, there's parts, there's pieces, there's signs, there's fucking all them bikes right there in that ad. There's a lot of classics, a lot of 70s, 60s bikes. There's an 84 on Odyssey on there. There's an 03 CBR I might bid on.
92 Yamaha freaking dirt bike.
Do I need another crotch rocket like a fucking home run?
2003 Gixxer 1000.
Amy gives you crotch rocket all the time.
My bad. Gixxer 100.
Yeah, I seen that. The yellow one.
Yeah. CBR 600 double R though.
That one's sweet. That's the one I thought about going a couple grand on.
Is there any junk ass Ducatis?
I wonder how fucking low we could get
There's
the
one right
price
in the
on
middle
this
of the page.
2022 Honda Goldwing.
There is a like I said, there's a Honda Odyssey on there.
350 or 250? Is it red or white?
250.
This 2023 Indian Jack Daniels Chieftain, is that saying you have to consume Jack Daniels while you ride it?
I'm sure it's just limited edition, which is
Jesus
still pretty
fucking
cool.
Christ.
It's pretty cool.
2019 Ducati Scrambler Cafe. I hate cafe racers. They are horrifically ugly.
See,
But I bet they got to be more comfortable.
I like the old Harley freaking cafe racers.
There's a couple Harley pedal bikes on there, like actual Harley.
Like pedal peds?
There's a handful of them, but they're not. I don't know what the hell they are. They're like pedal bikes. I don't know what they are.
2021 Triumph Rocket 3 GT.
Nope. I'm telling you, dude. I know you like your Italian and your Aussie bikes and shit, but you're asking for trouble. Stick with what we can get parts for.
Holy shit! 1969 Sea-Doo. Don't put it in the water. If you break something, you will not find spare parts.
You will probably not get it back out of the water. It sinks like a fucking rock.
1965 Ski-Doo.
There's a bunch of old
Probably
sleds.
fucking built on a 14-foot fucking Vivo.
There's your
Robo.
84 Honda FL250 Odyssey.
That's the one. We had one when we were kids. The whole family rolled it over, so my parents got rid of it.
We had a 250 and a 350. The 350 was always freaking broke.
Murray, the guy with the Camaro, he's got one.
The 250 ran the longest. The 350 had the most power, but you might get 10 hours out of the freaking engine and blow up again.
I might have to keep an eye on this bid. I'm not going to buy one, but I want to see what some of these go for.
I'm good.
I absolutely freaking hate Facebook the way it works. Just I don't know how you guys can
All-state scooter
can't
moped.
find a damn thing on here.
See, I've freaking navigated it long enough. I can navigate it, and it's way simpler than
You can
fucking
navigate
Insta-
Marketplace like a
Trash.
champ.
It's way
Yeah.
better than fucking Instagram.
No way.
To me, because I've navigated. You've navigated Instagram for longer than I have.
So
you feel Instagram's just freaking
Right.
easier.
plus it's got better. Instagram just to me is better. It's got less drama.
I mean, it's all the same company.
Yeah, it's everything Facebook has except better pictures and less drama. However, I got to find it on here because this guy probably doesn't have an Instagram.
Yeah, you can save posts on Facebook.
I'll have to figure it out.
3 dots in the right hand corner.
Not here. Okay, they're way up there. June 19th, which I will be just getting home from that trip. Corvettes, Camaros, and trucks. Live music, food, and an appearance by Mr. John Moss. Bowtie Block Party voted a top 10 Chevrolet man of all time. It's Corvette Vets for Vets at the Young dealership here in Ionia. I'm sure they'll have a back corner for Mustangs or something.
No, I can't go.
You
Speaking
can go.
of which,
You can drive your
speaking
Ford.
of
You can
which,
drive your green truck.
Wednesday night,
This Wednesday night?
this last Wednesday night, so 4
Like
days
a
ago.
week ago. Okay.
4 days ago. Guess what I passed on Steel Street down here? A
Both?
fucking C3 Vet.
Oh, really?
On
Yep.
these
Hell
roads?
yeah.
Wednesday.
On these roads.
Yep.
What color?
I don't know. It was dark. It was dark green, dark black. I mean, black, dark
Couldn't
blue,
see shit out
something.
your windows.
There's a couple of them.
It was a dark color. It wasn't a white, fucking red, any of that shit. It was a
right.
dark color, but
got it.
it was a hard top.
On these salt.
You had me until the hardtop.
Fucking salty ass.
But and that's
roads.
why I'm like, wow, must be every other Chevy he has fucking broke down. He had to get the Corvette out.
Dude,
I don't think
it's
there's
gotta
anything
be a
wrong
kid
with driving
behind
them
the wheel.
on the salty roads because these people think that the fiberglass is not going to rust. They're correct. However, the frame, all the fuel lines, the brake lines, the windshield frame is the worst on those C3s.
I was kind of flabbergasted. I'm like, that fucker driving a goddamn C3 Corvette. And I don't know. I assume it, to be honest, it's probably a 78 or a 79. It's probably
Plastic
a
bumper.
later. I didn't see the bumpers. All I seen was, well, that's a fucking C3 Corvette. And I seen that it was dark, and I seen that it was a hardtop. So
Yeah, we'll probably talk about it a bunch before this, by the time that shows up. But John Moss, he was a designer for GM. He designed lots of cars. The Camaros, he designed all the Camaros. The S10, what else did he do? The
somebody
Impala
kicked him in the
SS.
dick for the fucking 80s Camaros.
What?
Fucking ugly
Looks like a
fucking things.
badass.
And then designing to put a fucking 3.0 nothing in them with no fucking power.
3 more cubes.
3 more
You
cubes.
sound real jealous about
150
these
Man,
kids.
less fucking
he's
horsepower.
really laying it on, isn't he?
Oh, you motherfuckers do it all the time. It's my turn.
Real butthurt about missing cubes.
So I'm sure if Buzz is around, he'll probably have a bunch of stuff because he's big on the veteran stuff and Corvette stuff.
Yeah, but it says Corvettes and Camaros. Doesn't say anything about 57 shitbox Robin Egg fucking puke blues.
It says bow tie. It says Chevy trucks. He'll have his there, I guarantee you. He just got the interior. I think it's just about done.
Man, that green truck's gonna look real good in that parking lot.
That fucking right.
We need to have one at work.
But not enough people there.
I guess not anymore. Used to be more of us that had freaking cars.
Pete, about it. Pete, you know, it's gone.
Don used to have that freaking Impala.
Don, what Impala?
Didn't he have a freaking like 66, 67 Impala?
He had a GTO, but it never ran.
Okay.
He had it for a minute, and I guess it was a basket case or something. I don't know. That's what all I knew about it. And James had his Camaro.
And you got the one dipshit city driver has got a Camaro with some blown big block in it or something.
He's got 700 horsepower in a fucking third gen. Yeah.
I was giving him shit. He come in. He says, he was saying something. I said, IROC and power don't belong in the same sentence. And he came at me like, I'll put it up against anything you got. I'm like, okay, I picked the place. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a problem. I will go pick the mud hole and we'll go across it. Well, no, motherfucker. You said you race. I'll pick the fucking place.
Then you got to put your Mustang in it too, because that's.
No.
I mean, you got apples to apples. You can't
No,
just.
he said he would take anything.
Yeah.
He said he would take anything. I never said anything about a Mustang. I just said IROC and power in the same sentence don't belong.
Hold on.
And
Well,
he
then-
came
well,
to
then
me
I'll talk
like
to him
a
and I'll
super
set it- I'll
dude.
set it up.
The
We'll
best
get
thing
drag
is,
race
you
going.
could say, I'll put my Chevy against yours. Run the green truck.
Put some paddles on that car.
But once I told him, I said, we're going to go to a mud pit. Well, that ain't what my car's built for. I don't give a shit. You said.
That's what my Chevy's built for.
Then take his track first, which is probably just a street. I don't even know if he's got to have slicks on there and big meats on there. I don't know what he's got, but that kind of power.
Says it's taken him 10 years to get it this far.
His kid's got a small block one, real nice one. I guess. Again, car show coming up. It's car show season coming up. I don't know what we're going to do with this year if we didn't do anything. The Culver's one was a joke last year. Absolute joke. I will tell her right to her face if I ever see her. She needs to figure out how to market that thing if she wants that.
Oh, I didn't know about it until the day before.
Right.
That's the issue.
Yeah, she didn't market it at all.
The year before, there was quite a few freaking cars that showed up.
Yeah.
And we seen it for weeks and weeks and weeks before.
I think she just anticipated everybody was just going to fucking know. I don't know. Because she puts a piece of paper on her counter out there. I don't know.
I don't go to Culver's. Fuck, food's too expensive.
Hell, I don't go anywhere.
It's not that good either.
I like their grilled cheeses are pretty good.
Of course.
Goes to a fucking goddamn restaurant for a grilled cheese.
Why not? They're pretty good.
Can I have your finest grilled cheese sandwich?
Cheese and the cheese sticks or
And he
curds.
probably gets
the
it with
cheese curds.
American cheese. He doesn't even get it with Munster.
No, I get it
Do
with
you sit
whatever
in
they
the
put
high
on.
chair when you eat that?
Gets the plastic fucking bib with the pocket in it.
So I sent this video to Ty earlier from the Dakar Rally. You might like their suspension setup.
I like that truck.
Check this out. This is the biggest racing truck you will ever see. I'm at the Dakar 2025, and this is a Tatra racing semi-truck. If you're wondering why these wheels look like they're at an
Independent.
angle, it's because it's specially designed to articulate here by the axle. So you have a little bit more wheel travel, and you can see that in the front as well. The wheels are a little bit at an angle, but when you're under full weight and racing, you want clearance. These tires are gigantic. They're almost 4 feet tall. You have tire inflation
should be
system right
53
there,
inch Michelin.
CTIS. You can control your tire pressures. You have gigantic dampers. You've got airbag suspension, roll cage, all kinds of air tanks, compressors, gigantic fuel tanks. These trucks weigh about 10,000 kilograms or about over 20,000 pounds of racing
Damn.
semi-truck goodness. And underneath, you could see that giant tube,
Torque tube.
kind of where the drive shafts are. Wow. This is a humongous vehicle. It's racing in the Dakar 2025.
I didn't
They've
look.
been
It doesn't
racing
have
here
rear
for
steer, does it?
decades.
No.
And here's another
Just
one
one more
right
thing to
next
break
it.
when you're racing down the
A little bit more modern, closed in, and it carries a lot of support parts and equipment inside of it as well. Pretty
Look at all the
nuts.
stuff inside.
Join my other coverage
Yeah,
at
well,
Fuel
OTFL.com
tanks,
from
looks
the
like
Dakar
hydraulic tanks.
Fuel tanks,
2025.
water tanks, hydraulic
okay.
tanks. Oh, they got tanks for everything, plus spare parts. Because
I would assume they
Something's
probably a
going
dry
to
sump
break.
system where they have a freaking oil tank in the back for freaking oil to go into, like a freaking race car, so it cools the oil down.
manually pumped in.
but
If they're fucking continually going through 500 miles between your fucking stops at 120 mile an hour, like we've discussed.
actually, there's a speed limit on them now of like 75 miles an hour.
Oh.
But you said the
Because
average was
it's
91.
dangerous for cars.
Oh.
Because
those
it's
things are-
dangerous for them to go fast. 20,000 pounds barreling at 75 miles an hour over dunes.
I was gonna say between
Well, that carriage in the back center on both vehicles is for the spares. Massive spare tires. I'd hate to change one of those in the desert.
I mean, they're just like that. They're 53-inch Michelins.
How heavy is a mounted semi tire?
That rim and tire combo right there is about 700 pounds.
Yeah, you want to do that in the desert with no hoist?
No. I don't want to do it on freaking dry pavement next to a fucking shop. Sorry, I don't.
Real quick sidebar. Remember the tires I had on Shaq Diesel, the Baja Belteds?
Yeah, the 39.5, 18 wide Mickeys.
I've seen them on Facebook
There's a
Marketplace.
set on Marketplace
Couple
for
of 'em.
$3,200.
Some crazy number, dude. I paid $800 for all 4 of mine, and they were brand new.
My 39.5 boggers that are on my truck, I paid $800 for them when I bought them. One single new one right now, 39.5 bogger, is $1,370. One. A brand new 44 is $1,700 a piece.
Oh, I'd have to look that up. Damn.
Yeah.
Hendrick's got a really good deal on his. Did you see his? Mm-mm. He bought all 5 tires for his Jeep, brand new takeoffs.
Yeah,
900
that's right.
bucks. And they fit, and they look good.
He didn't show them to me.
They're pretty sweet.
He was telling me about it. He didn't show them to me, but no, I seen a post because I had to click on it because they were Mickeys, and I'm like,
yeah, I couldn't. There's
$3,200.
2 or 3 sets out there, and they're all crazy
Yeah.
money. I'm like, whoa.
Stupid.
Let's see. Right there. They look really good on there. He got all 5 of them in his wife's Jeep somehow.
Nice.
Still looks like a Jeep.
Right, it's a Jeep thing.
His wife got stuck with it the other day.
Really? Mm-hmm. Not now. I got bigger tires on it. So Moody
Found a meme
Okay.
making fun of Kuckerberg.
Oh yeah. We talked earlier over the messenger before he sent me that video of the Tatra truck or Tutra truck about his TikTok thing. The TikTok thing is, should we hit on it?
Yeah, we'll get that over.
Let him.
with.
He's gonna play the video on here. Play it loud enough so everybody can hear it. So I'm anti TikTok. I've never been a TikToker. I don't have it. I don't want it because
It's a time.
everybody says it's intrusive on your life. It steals your information. It does things. So I'm like, no, I'm not even gonna chance it. I've already got enough information out there. I don't need any more, right? But after he sent me that video, and I watched this guy and paid attention, and I'm open-minded because I'm Republican. I haven't already made up my mind.
I'm not doing what the party.
Once I
believe.
heard his defense, I'm like, okay, TikTok isn't as bad as I had
been led to
believe. And what did I'll read the whole conversation after he plays it. Go ahead.
You said today, as you often say, that you lived in Singapore. Of what nation?
Someone sped this up, so I apologize for the chipmunk
pitch,
voices.
yeah.
I'm not sure if I can slow it down while it plays, so we're just going to listen to it fast.
Okay.
Oh. You said today, as you often say, that you live in Singapore. Of what nation are you a citizen?
Singapore.
Are you a citizen of any other nation?
No, Senator.
Have you ever applied for Chinese citizenship?
Senator, I served my nation in Singapore. No, I did not.
Do you have a Singaporean passport?
Yes, and I served my military for two and a half years in
Do you
Singapore.
have any other passports from any other nations?
No, Senator.
Your wife is an American citizen. Your children are American citizens.
That's correct.
Have you ever applied for American citizenship?
No, not yet.
Okay. Have you ever been a member of the Chinese Communist Party?
Senator, I'm Singaporean. No.
Have you ever been associated or affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party?
No, Senator. Again, I'm
Okay.
Singaporean.
Let me ask you some hopefully simple questions.
How do you determine what age they are then?
We rely on age gating as our key age assurance.
Age?
Gating, which is when you ask the user what age they are.
Paused. Okay. So he asked about the age and how do you determine who they are and what they are, but it's the Congress is asking this guy all these questions like he's evil because he's got this app. But it's okay for Facebook, X, Instagram,
Pornhub.
whatever. It's okay for every other social media app-driven thing. It's okay for them, but TikTok, they're giving him the fucking third
How do you make
degree.
sure what
That's
age?
not fair.
How do you make sure what age they are?
I don't care if the
The
guy's
same way everyone else
Singaporean
does.
or whatever. I mean, he could be a cross-dresser. That doesn't bother me. What bothers me is that the government and everybody's poised to tell everybody that.
I got
how
some
bad
theories,
everything
but
is.
we'll get into that.
Okay, keep going.
The user what age they are. We have also developed some tools where we look at their public profile to go through the videos that they post to see whether
Well, that's creepy. Tell me more about that.
it's public. So if you post a video you choose that video to go public, that's how you get people to see your video.
Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, I may not understand that.
So if I have a TikTok app on my phone and my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network, does TikTok access that network?
It will have to access the network to get connections to the internet, if that's the question.
Is it possible then that it could access other devices on that home Wi-Fi network?
Congressman, we do not do anything that is beyond any industry norms. I believe the answer to your question is no. It could be technical. Let me get back to you.
Okay, I'd appreciate it if you can answer that.
I want to talk about biometric matrix, and I want to talk specifically. Can you tell me right now, can you say with 100% certainty that TikTok does not use the phone's camera to determine whether the content that elicits a pupil dilation should be amplified by the algorithm? Can you tell me that?
We do not collect body, face, or voice data to identify our users. We do not.
You don't?
The only face data that you get, that we collect, is when you use the filters to have, say, sunglasses on your face, we need to know where your eyes are.
Why do you need to know what the eyes are if you're not seeing if they're dilated?
And that data is stored on your local device and deleted after use if you use it for facial. Again, we do not collect body, face, or voice data to identify our users.
I find that hard to believe.
So the guy...
Our Senate looks fucking dumb, because that line of questioning is dumb.
Them questions, they look like a bunch of fucking idiots.
It's embarrassing.
So he sent me that video, and I responded with, but all that shit, age dating, etc., are wrong for TikTok, but okay for Instagram, Facebook, X, social media, everything else. He says, yes. I said, okay, after that video, I will admit I have a different outlook on TikTok. It wasn't much, but it's enough to change my mind about it. After that, I'm still not going to use it because I have enough shit to do, but it's not as evil as I was led to believe. And he says, there's more to it. It's not a good look for our government. And he's correct.
Can I get a beer while we go into the next one?
Yeah.
All right. So,
I changed my outlook on it.
Gets a little deeper.
Okay.
There's a guy online called the Older Millennial. Hey, is this a freezer beer?
No. My bad. Oh, that's definitely better.
Oh yeah. All right. So he goes by the Older Millennial. He had this video.
Michael McCall. And you may not know him, but this is Representative Michael McCall. And you may not know him, but if you're on this app, you should. Because he wrote the bill to ban TikTok. But he's also done some other really interesting shit recently. So here's Mike's recent questionable activity. On March 3rd, he authored the TikTok ban bill. Then on March 22nd, he invested $150,000 in Meta. Oh. On the 26th, he invested another $150,000, and on the 28th, he invested another $150,000. So about 3 weeks after writing the TikTok ban bill, this man invested $450,000 in TikTok's competitor. Oh, and then what did he do once he saw his TikTok ban was going to be included with all the Ukraine funding? Well, on April 1st, he invested $350,000 more in Meta, followed by the 5th, where he invested that again. And then about a week later, of course, he voted yes on the bill he wrote. So within the span of 40 days, this dude wrote the TikTok ban bill, proceeded to invest $450,000 in the competitor, and then invested another $700,000, taking his total investment in Meta to $1.15 million. And then he voted yes. Now, obviously, the word most people are using here is suspicious, but the word we should be using is criminal. This man wrote the fucking bill to ban TikTok, proceeded to invest more than $1 million
$1.1 million invested in his competitor.
TikTok
after he can change
the
law.
And voted on the bill to ban it.
To
Are you
change the
paying
law
attention yet?
to benefit him.
Yeah.
I would.
I mean,
we know you would. That's why you voted for Biden and fucking Hillary.
You would do the fucking same thing.
They all have done it. But I saw that. But one,
yes, it is dirty as my socks.
One side effect of it is a lot of big brands have come out to make some pretty great fucking memes. But also, Rand Paul, in the twilight hours of TikTok, made a TikTok account.
Why am I joining TikTok just as the government ban begins? Because I don't like being told what to do. I don't like being told what I can think or what I can say. The courts may think there's an exemption to the First Amendment. I don't. I joined TikTok today as a form of civil disobedience. To the 170 million Americans who use TikTok, don't give up, don't give in, resist.
So Rand Paul's coming out, and he's got a point.
Problem is, not enough people are going to see the prior two videos that we just showed.
Oh no, a lot of people saw those, but
Is this
will it
the
do
no
any
ice
good?
cream in it?
no. The company, the brand Drumstick, made by Nestle, put this out today as well. Changing for people that aren't watching this on YouTube. Jesus Christ, it's loud. If you're not watching it on YouTube, they took the Drumstick packaging and they blocked out some American words and put the same word in Chinese, like to make the packaging the Chinese version.
What's the story behind it? What am I missing?
Okay, so because TikTok's getting banned, people still want that type of alternative. So they're going over to there's one called Red Note, which is a Chinese company that is run by the CCP.
That is probably doing everything that they're blaming TikTok for doing.
Liberals are getting banned fucking hard because they post gay shit on there, and it's against the Chinese Constitution to be gay. So, like TikTok, if you do something they don't like, they'll give you a warning and they'll like take that one offending thing down. But China, if they don't like it, ban.
Rand Paul just said that's your First Amendment right.
Doesn't matter. It's China.
But TikTok, an American version of TikTok, shouldn't be throttled.
Well,
for lack of better words,
it's the same thing Facebook does. Whenever you post something mildly offensive,
apparently
they strike it.
Things are going to change.
I've gotten things overturned. Either way, there's a Chinese version called Red Note, and I've been on it. There's a lot of good actual cooking recipes on there. Cheap ways to do it.
Whatever that one you showed me was.
That was good. What was that? Mashed potato breadsticks. Yeah.
Oh. Actually, I was thinking the one after that was better.
I'll send you that video so you can make it.
I don't make anything.
So someone can make it for you.
Maybe Gavin can.
So there's that one, or there's a site called Lemon 8.
Like lemon, the fruit?
Lemon, like the fruit.
Okay.
8.
Number 8.
Like the number 8. And that is owned by ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok. But that one's not on the chopping block. TikTok's on the chopping block, but not the other app by the same parent company.
After being educated.
No, it doesn't make sense. They're coming after TikTok for leaking information, but they don't give a shit about the other app by the same company.
Or the worst one.
Or the actual Chinese Communist Party one.
After being educated slightly today on this topic, it occurs to me that it's about the money move. It's about the guy.
I think it goes deeper than that. So
they have to make back what they invested in Kamala's campaign.
So I did some research on TikTok a little bit. It is headquartered in Beijing, China.
TikTok
which is part of TikTok is, but it is incorporated in the Cayman Islands. So
that was a Singapore-based company.
No, he is Singaporean.
Oh, okay.
It is a company incorporated in the Cayman Islands and headquartered in Beijing.
Okay.
And he is Singaporean, and his wife and child is American. So I did some digging because I got to thinking this week with the ban. It just strikes me that this is the government's retaliation because they cannot get information from a foreign company easily. If they want to spy on American citizens, they can do it with Meta and just say, you're American, you have to give us the data. But when it's incorporated elsewhere, you have to go through a whole bunch of foreign courts to get access to the information. So you can't just casually spy on American citizens. You have to actually prove to a foreign government, this is why I need information on my own people. It just feels like the government is doing all this work because they don't like that they cannot have open access to your information and what you're doing.
They have enough access.
They do. However, why else are you trying to ban it and not going after the actual communist one?
Facebook's got more information than fucking TikTok.
Some lady came out, I don't know how true this is, but she was saying that the worst app for data collection is Facebook Messenger. She said basically that app looks on your home Wi-Fi network and sees what else is connected on your home Wi-Fi and what kind of device it is and what name it is.
Then why aren't they picking on that?
Because it's American and it's benefiting the government thanks to the Patriot Act. I feel like this all comes back to the Patriot Act, giving them open permission to take a peek at you whenever they feel like.
Oh, Christ.
The whole ban just feels like you're not letting us spy on our people whenever we feel like it, so we can't have you. And money. It's a whole bunch of fuck the government nonsense. Yeah. But that's my theory. Just, I've had a lot of time driving this week. I need to zone out and not think about stuff for a while.
Word.
Oh,
by the time this comes out, it'll be too late. But tomorrow's National Popcorn Day, and the theater is selling popcorn from 4 to...
Okay. Take it a step further. What else is tomorrow?
9.
Nothing. Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Tonight's the Lions
Monday is the
game.
greatest holiday.
Tomorrow, TikTok goes dark. So yesterday when this comes out, TikTok went dark.
And Monday, we re-swear in one of the greatest presidents this country has ever seen.
So his inauguration, I was seeing today on TikTok, is going to be indoors. And he is the only president to be sworn in indoors since Reagan.
Yeah, Reagan's second inauguration.
Reagan was the first president to be sworn in indoors.
Because of blistery cold.
I looked it up. It's 40 fucking degrees.
Tomorrow?
Mid-30s to 40 tomorrow. They have space heaters out for the media.
Yeah, but Monday's the inauguration. That's when it's supposed to be negative freaking 6 here.
Here. DC's a little bit different.
And I'll give you that.
We all know. We all know there's more to that story. It's a dangerous situation because of the crazy leftist, man.
But on the other hand, you know what Monday is also?
MLK Day.
I totally forgot about him. I had other things.
I
had more important things coming up Monday. So I didn't know it was MLK Day.
Monday, the high is 27, the low is 12. That's the blistery cold they're talking.
That's cold enough, man. That's cold enough. Back to the... well, where are we sitting on time here?
Well, hold on. I'm curious because they just complained about how cold it was the other day. London in the UK. Oh my God, I fucking hate ads on this app. A couple weeks ago, they were complaining about a cold snap where it got down to 17 degrees Fahrenheit. And today, let's go to daily. The high was 40 and the low was 36 over there.
We had a high of 33 today?
Yeah, something like that. And that was first thing in the morning, and the temperature just went down from there. We're sitting at 53 minutes.
Okay. LA fires, still a problem, right? This thing, I haven't added it yet.
Well, between fires and now that they've dumped so much water on, landslides.
Add those 3 numbers up.
Landslides from the water they're dropping.
Lesbians. The chances a fire department would have one lesbian.
Is that a 6 or a 0?
$3.99. No, 264. 264. The chances of a fire department would have one lesbian are 0.08, but 3 of them, 0.00097%. The LA Fire Department is run by 3. Christina Crowley, lesbian fire chief, $439,000. Christina Kepner, assistant chief, $264,000. And lesbian equity chief salary is $399,000.
$1.1 million.
$1.1 million for those 3 women. and they have a fire problem. They have a big fire problem. They have torched their whole.
Oh, hold
city.
on. So I actually learned more about that
They
this
torched
week.
numerous cities because they, and then the $400,000 woman or whatever she was, still $750,000 woman that was in charge of keeping the hydrants full. That didn't.
So I learned a bit more about this. Actually, it was last weekend watching Micro. I think we talked about this last week. I don't remember. Either way, so there was a reservoir for LA. I think it was like 300,000 gallons.
That ain't shit.
Well, it was just a
That
reservoir.
was one of the ones that was supposed to be for this purpose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, LA decided to, because it needed repairs, they drained this reservoir during fire season and didn't even have a contractor lined up yet.
There's no equipment. There's no trucks. There's no.
In the midst of fire season, they drained a reservoir. No, it's not. It's a Democrat-run city. There is no scandal there.
You see, Mel Gibson was freaking labeling out a bunch of freaking scandals along this freaking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, coincidentally,
his son's on part of the fire department for some of this, and he goes, they arrest these people that have blowtorches in their hands, the MAP gas torches, and they just let them go.
Coincidentally, oh, you can keep it going if you want. Coincidentally, a lot of the houses burned down along the path of where there potentially could be a high-speed rail at some point.
Professor said something about that.
Yeah. Totally a coincidence that those houses burnt to the ground. And Gavin Newsom came out and he was talking about their plans of rebuilding the city as the city's still burning.
Did you see the one where State Farm was dropping fire insurance?
Yeah.
We did that episode 6 months ago, 12 months ago or something. We talked about how a whole insurance company completely pulled out of the state of California because they wouldn't.
State Farm.
Because of all the problems that they're having right now. They knew they were going to happen. They're like, we ain't insuring this shit.
And forestry experts are getting after the city like you should have cleaned out all the undergrowth.
It's like
you did not
but
maintain.
Karen Bass got $20 million to go fucking help immigrants, illegal immigrants,
and
instead
fly
of
off to Ghana.
What was it? Canada last year had all those fires or forest fires up there because they wouldn't go and
clean out
the freaking dead undergrowth.
They leave a tinderbox under the canopy. And then a couple years later, there's a really bad fire, and they say, how could we have avoided this? It's all global warming. You should pay us more in taxes to stop this.
Yeah. The conspiracies will just write themselves at this point. Look at all the blue roofs that didn't get burned. Look at the lasers coming out of the sky that claim they started these fires. I mean, there's a lot of different conspiracies.
That was in China.
It happened in L.A. They were shooting videos of
No, I'm saying that was the Chinese shooting lasers burning California.
So they can
hooray, they were good aims. They burnt the right state.
Right, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, can you just aim at the San Andreas fault for
No
us?
shit.
Just
I was thinking a bunch of those freaking drones can just kind of like crash with a bunch of C4 all along the San Andreas fault.
And all the attention that these people are getting because there's actors' houses, there's Hollywood involved, there's Palisades, Malibu. All of these big name people and places, North Carolina's been forgotten about.
And where's all the help that California's getting when it's still people, local people, doing their hard-earned shit trying to freaking rebuild it so they can get in and out of these freaking cities in North Carolina.
I almost think they're the looters that are involved in this. I don't feel a bit bad about it, I guess. I'm sorry, but
that one's badass.
Speaking of,
that fuckers drove that flew that plane for the last 5 or 8 years.
I'm sorry if you're not listening, or I'm sorry if you're listening but not watching. But we're about to watch a plane drop some fire retardant.
Oh, this is when he comes over?
Look how low he is.
That motherfucker got a big set of balls.
Dude, look how big that fucking plane is.
Duck.
A semi would have gotten clipped by that plane.
Just the fucking hurricane right there, buddy. Instant hurricane.
Hurricane in one pass.
That guy's like, what the hell just happened?
But someone actually staged one of those to show like the power of the water. They staged, it looked like an old Ford Explorer, if I remember correctly.
I just crushed it to the ground.
And they flew over and they dumped that red fire retardant shit all over it and blew the fucking roof. Like, the roof clearly leaned over on its way past. The water just knocked the whole fucking thing over. Camera was knocked out of the vehicle. Oh, it was bad.
Now people are complaining when they're dropping that fire retardant and they're standing outside and they got covered in that fire retardant. What's the lasting effects of having that fire retardant on your skin and everything? Dude, get the fuck inside, dumbasses.
Hey, you're right. Less than burning alive?
Well, I'm just thinking, get the fuck inside. Why the hell are you outside when they're freaking doing this shit?
So, okay, we talked about with the fire departments from around the nation, well, from the western seaboard, were coming down with their fire engines to help aid in firefighting efforts. We talked about this. I don't think you were here for that.
Nope.
So they came down, but all of them were required to go to Sacramento. And I learned I figured it was emissions because California's fucking dumb. But I learned a little bit more about it. So the deal they had set up was you bring your engines down. Sacramento inspects them to make sure it's a good piece of equipment. And if you go fight the fires, any damage that happens to your vehicle, they will pay to fix. California will pay to fix any damage to your fire equipment. So they want to inspect it to make sure you're not sending a hunk of shit down that they'll have to pay to fix. And okay, fair enough. But at the same time, are you really going to be that picky?
At the same time, do you want some fucking help putting these goddamn fires out?
But, hold on. They didn't want the emissions of doing forestry correctly. So instead now, they have 747s flying overhead, burning astronomical amounts of jet fuel to dump tons of fucking water. Because they didn't want to dump water all over the place beforehand. Tell me the fucking logic here. Well, we don't want to burn diesel and clear all the shit out from the forest to make them not burn so fucking much. But when it does burn and pollute our air in the middle of the country, we'll spend a ton of money on jet fuel and a fuckload more emissions to put out the fires that we could have prevented.
This big fire is more of a convenience for them to buy up that property than anything.
With the Super Bowl and the Olympics coming to LA soon, this is definitely intentional.
They better figure something else out. They need to move them.
Nope.
I don't even want to know.
This just seems highly intentional for them to clear out a wide swath to build up Olympic Village.
Super Bowl 50s in the Democrat Stadium in Los Angeles, is it next year?
Next year?
They say this year it's in New Orleans.
Okay.
Next year it's in
So they have time to rebuild the way they want it, get rid of all those poor people houses.
Shady areas, tent villages.
No, that's in San Francisco.
Smells like burning shit everywhere in the fucking thing in California right now.
All the poor burning children.
I did see one smart, I don't know, ingenuitive guy trying to save his house. He got a 2-inch trash pump like we used to fill the mud pit. Had it running, circulating back through his freaking pool. So if the flames got close to his house, all he had to do was grab one hose out of the freaking pool, start spraying, And then when it's done, stick it back in the pool. It's just circulating in and out of the pool, so it's keeping the pump going and the pump primed.
A couple guys must have been in the risk management business because some of them put sprinkler systems on the outside of their houses, and it worked.
I think that was the guy with the red roof that saved his house. He was the only one in the freaking whole subdivision that didn't burn. You can see all the freaking ash of the burnt houses and one red roof, completely intact house in the middle.
Some old lady wanted to preserve her china set, but it was too much to take with her. She put 5 sets of china on like the top step of her pool, so it was underwater, and then they left. So her china was protected because it's sitting in water.
I can just see a helicopter coming down with one of those scoopers, and the
Picking the china.
She did put it on like the top step, so at least it's not
away,
the part where they're
from
gonna
that. It would just blow it right to smithereens.
Well, once they pull enough water out, it's not in the water anymore.
No, yeah, it wouldn't be. It would just fucking.
Yeah,
and that's if they ever actually made it to her pool to get water.
Right.
The helicopters flying in nice and low, scooping water out of someone's pool.
Oh, man.
Just waiting for somebody to still be in there. Like, I'm in water. I'm fine.
There is a CSI freaking episode, 20 years ago, where they were fighting a forest fire somewhere or whatever, and the ones that actually walked through digging trot lines, what the fuck ever they are, the fucking came across a burned scuba diver.
I think that was an NCIS episode.
Oh, okay. Freaking, yeah, ended up freaking plane scooping up water, scooped him up.
Oh, what a ride!
Oh, he was dead.
Yeah, he wouldn't have felt a thing.
He was probably crushed by all the water pressure when he got pulled in.
Yeah.
That's all. Fuck of a lot of pressure.
I was surprised just looking at some of the specs, some of the videos on some of these planes. Do you know how much water they put into a C-130?
Thousands of gallons.
6,800 gallons. That's all they can pick up. That's all they can put in there.
Yeah, but it's 8 pounds a gallon.
I thought it was 7 pounds per gallon.
10,000 gallons.
But
of a
now
pool,
that's
only 3/4 of a pool.
That plane that was just dropping the fire retardant,
gotta be a lot more.
9,300 gallons is all that one holds.
Okay, that's a pool. That's that.
So a 747 can carry up to 19,600 gallons of fire retardant or water.
And see, they were just with what I was seeing, and that one there was a C-10. That one that has 9,300 gallons coming out of Idaho.
Light duty.
Right.
But
he moves a little faster than a
C-130 or a C. Yeah.
I don't know.
Hold on.
But still,
I
would have expected a lot more, considering I think a 747 holds 63,000 gallons of jet fuel.
Ooh, here you go. A C-5 Galaxy, specifically the Super Galaxy, can carry a maximum cargo load of 281,000 pounds.
Divide that by 7.
I still think it's 8.
Okay,
8. 35,125 gallons of water it could carry if it was modified.
Could you imagine? I mean, your average tandem axle fuel tanker driving down the road
legally
is 9,800 gallons.
Get, what is that, 3 of those stacked
the
together?
6 axle tankers are 14,900 gallons.
Yeah, so you get 4 of those tanker loads in one jet.
Take a break.
That's going to come in like a wrecking ball.
We'll decide what we're coming back with. But let's take a break.
Okay.
I'm gonna piss.
Here's those that wish us well.
All the rest can go to hell. See ya.